It is a local, right across central Victoria. All part of the Awesome 80s. Tracy Chapman's talking about a revolution. Shaun Makepeace across the road from me, and look out.
Favourite segment of the week.
Oh, is it? That's a big call because every segment seems to be the favourite for you.
You and Paul Henschel, Chris and Paul Henschel from Chris.
What
from
about all the
Petstock,
others?
Yeah, I love them too, but
sure.
you've got to have your favourites.
6 to 10 at 3BO. Animals is a favourite with everyone. It's an emotional thing to own a pet, and also if you work in the industry, you're very lucky. And this man does a great job. Chris Walker from Petstock in Haddam Street. Hello, Chris.
Good morning, guys.
It's all about Shaun's favourite pet. I've got a feeling, Shaun.
Nah, it's the third favourite.
Is it?
What are the first two?
The dogs. I love my 2 dogs, and I love sheep. Got Lucy home.
Chooks is third,
And the
Chris,
Chooks.
by the way.
So you love sheep, okay.
Let's talk about Chooks.
Yeah,
Shaun Makepeace, take it away.
Well, I've got chooks at home, and I didn't get to bring any in today. But Chris, from my point of view, they're a pretty easy animal to actually keep and have.
Well, you know better than most, but absolutely, they're really hardy. And they're easy to feed as well. And they'll last you between 3 and 6 years. So the reality is they're going to be an animal that is going to be giving you something and being around for a decent amount of time. So. Look, and a lot of things that people don't know is that they are a flock animal. So people talk about having, I'd love to get a chook in the backyard, but unless you get a couple of them, they're going to actually cause you some trouble. So I mean, you can get away with having 2 or 3 in most backyards, and you've got to check the council first. I
was about to touch on it, Chris. Do you actually have to, like with a dog or cat, you've got to register them? Do you do that with chooks or not, or is it just a case of having chooks and?
No, you don't need to register them, from what I understand.
It's cheap then.
I was going to say mine aren't registered.
You're a spot of bother, buddy.
Yeah, look, I'm not the authority on that, but I mean, you just need to check, particularly with things like roosters and that sort of stuff. I mean, if you're in a city and you've got a rooster, you'd soon
At 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Waking
get
up
belted in the back of the head. So
I suppose the other issue is them getting out too.
Absolutely.
Is that another issue with chooks, owning chooks?
Look, they have they're not necessarily flyers, but they have the ability to at least, jump up and flap the wings enough to get 6 feet off the ground. So your colour-on fences aren't really any sort of deterrent for them. So it's important to have a good enclosure, something that sort of keeps them in and also keeps other things from getting into them, like your cats and dogs and other.
Chris, this is a great question for Shaun because he's a chook owner. Right, you talk about dogs and cats, and obviously you can pat the cat and the dog and do whatever, and go for a bit of a run or a walk. Maybe not with the cat, with the dog. What can you do with a chook?
Mate, you can do anything.
You go to pat them and they run off.
No, they don't. Not mine.
They're trained, are they?
Yeah, they are. Well, they are to a certain extent.
Right.
They'll follow me around the garden when I'm mowing the lawns, and they'll follow me wherever I go, and they'll pick up stuff behind me. If I go down and sit in the thing, they'll jump up on my knee, and you'll give them a few scraps. They're very friendly, actually. They're almost too curious because they go wandering. And you can't find them.
Well,
that's the worst thing.
Petstock, Chris, and Haddam Street, are they easy to feed, though? I mean, there's certain things you've got to feed them. You can't feed them steak, obviously, but yeah.
Well, you can.
Actually, you can. They're carnivores.
Righto.
They are. They will even eat chicken. They will even eat chicken. These guys are dead set. These guys they're scavengers. They're that sort of scavenger, fossicker type bird. So, but they'll eat, a lot of the chook, major chook or egg breeders will actually feed them a meat meal, which helps them with that protein element to their diet. So.
The only thing I don't give them is eggs, because apparently they can get a taste for eggs and eat their own eggs.
That's right.
They break them, so that's the only thing I keep away from.
Well, just on eggs too, obviously, that's why you'd have them in the first place, I would have thought. Chris, is that fair call? Look,
and it's, I suppose if people are really into free range, fresh, organic eggs, it doesn't get anything more organic than the eggs that you produce yourself in the backyard. I mean, that's another way of helping with your scraps. I mean, they'll eat pretty much anything, and you want to make sure you give them, not bad quality stuff, because obviously that then reflects through to the eggs as well. So, but I mean, your basic feeds are your grains and things like your pellets, your layer pellets. We've got a golden yolk there, which is a pretty popular one. Shaun,
Yep,
Shaun's all over that.
That's mine.
And your Darling Downs is sort of like a grain mix as well. So that you mix your bit of steak, some grain, and some scraps, and you're going to have a pretty an egg that a chook that's going to be laying 2 or 3 eggs.
Okay, Chris, in 60 seconds for us, what kind of chooks should you get, and how do you accommodate them at your place?
Look, we've got quite a lot of ways that you can sort of store them through through your coops and things like that. Up to I mean, it's not cheap, but it's around $500. You can have a coop that's going to store a few chooks. You've got a few varieties. You've got the white leghorn and the Austrop cross, the old English game hens, the frizzles, and the Peking bantams.
The frizzles.
Yeah, I may not have got that right. So, but I mean, make sure you look after them, keep it clean, fresh water, fresh food, and you'll be well looked after by your chooks.
Good
Excellent
thing is, though,
too,
you can
yeah.
also use their poo, for want of a better word, for fertiliser around the garden.
Oh,
I'll
good
put mine up
to
on
hear,
the,
Sean.
on the orange trees.
Bring us
and
some
stuff
chook poo,
like
yeah?
that. Yeah, no,
Nice.
yeah, righto, no worries.
No, you will not. Also, there's plenty of clubs around the region too when it comes to chooks. People do take it fairly seriously.
Absolutely. There's a very big club in Bendigo, the Bendigo District Poultry Club. They meet every Friday up at the showgrounds. Every second
Friday.
Second Friday. These guys they know their stuff. So people are committed to wanting more and more people to have their chooks because of that organic, fresh eggs in the backyard, plus the way to recycle your scraps and things like that.
All right, don't be chicken at Petstock. Chris, give us some good specials. You like
Look,
that, Sean?
we want to make sure that people are sort of not being held back here. So what we've got is, as I mentioned before, the two major feeds, the Darling Downs and the Golden Yolk. Come in and buy 2 bags of those, and you get the third bag for 25% off. So
Nice.
Sean will be in, I have no doubt.
Yep.
And all the poultry worming solutions that we've got, because it's important to worm your poultry as well, 25% off. But these specials are for today only. So
Thanks. Sean, please. Sure, Chris, thanks for your time
Pleasure.
from Petstock. Always good to talk about animals, and once again, we'll do it next week. Chooks, if anyone wants to know more, simply head out to Petstock, or you, because we've been filmed at the moment. Boys, smile for the camera, by the way. Nice, that's it. You'll be able to see this on the radio.com.au very, very soon. Thanks, Chris.
Pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Sean, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Look out, Ben Jones, the Awesome 80s. They continue shortly after the news at 3BO.